Yo, you see these dreams only seem to manifest when I'm woke. I'll bite the wings off an angel if that shit helps me cope. But on this downhill stream where we tumble and roll, it seems I only find solace in a couple of folks. Yeah man, I'm grown now. I'm trying to...
Hi, good evening. Welcome to Moments with EA2, Conversations with EA2 podcast. Any of the above would be very suitable for what we do here. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for taking the time to listen to the ramblings of this semi-insane individual. I have been off air for quite a while. I haven't done any videos for about 3 weeks. I spent this time processing everything that was happening, taking everything in and trying to figure out how to go into the next stage, the best way forward. And so today I want to get back into the swing of things, start talking to you about situations and events that are happening, and looking towards developing strategies we can use in order to improve the quality of our lives, the quality of ourselves, and the situations that we face on a daily basis. I want to start by reading something that I put up yesterday on Facebook. I just came out of Facebook prison. I was suspended for 30 days, I believe it was. Just under 30 days, it felt like 30 days. And I'm back online on Facebook, so you can catch me on Facebook, facebook.com/EA2WO. Facebook.com/EA2WO. Just type in EA2WO and you'll track me there. You can follow me there. I post quotes and comments and all sorts of interesting stuff when I can. I also have a group on Facebook called Aware, where we post more controversial things, videos and that sort of thing. Okay, let's start with this. Just want to read this out. Something that I put. It was written on the fly, so forgive me if there are any typos. It is critical, now more than ever, that we educate ourselves on all social, political, and economic matters that affect our direct environments and the world at large. Everything is connected. The adverse effect from a catastrophe at one end would eventually affect others at the other, whether socially, politically, and or economically. So we cannot ignore events happening because we are not currently affected by them, because it would eventually find its way to our domain. We must use critical thinking in disseminating information and apply universal logic in our understanding. We, the people, make up a community. So the outlook of any community is based on the character of the individuals that reside within it. If we want to have a better community, we must start by taking a look at ourselves, our character and beliefs, our focus and priorities, and make sure we become the example of what the community is supposed to represent. It is and will always be up to us to decide how we are governed and in what direction our futures must follow. We plenty past them. We plenty past them is like is pidgin English. It's a phrase we use back in Nigeria. We are more than them. We, the people, are more than the people that govern us. When we talk about you selecting representatives to speak on behalf of the people, and those representatives no longer see the people as their governing authority, then we have a problem. But that's not what I want us to discuss about today. I don't want to go into anything soundly political, so I don't get thrown back into social media prison, because then I wouldn't be able to share all of this, share these videos with you. What I want to talk about today is a question that was asked by a member of my team, a member of my IT team, and they asked me A very, very interesting question. It's a question that I believe affects everybody at this point in time. I was asked a question by a member of my team with regards to this COVID period and finances. A very interesting question. I think is a question that applies to all of us. And it's something that I pondered over for a while. I said, okay, let me take a crack at this based on what I am doing right now. So he asked me, he said, sir, right now, the money that we have is very little because of the COVID and the government regulations and the pay that they receive, which is less. And I said, yes, that's true. And he's like, okay, how do I manage my funds? And what do I have to do so that I will be safe after COVID, pending this reset that is coming? And I thought about the question. I was like, it's a very, very good question, really good question. I said, okay, for me, the first thing that I do is I try and understand. I spent a lot of time reading about the reset and the purpose of the reset. Basically, the reset is, for those who don't understand what I'm talking about, when I talk about the reset, there's something called the Great Reset, which is supposed to happen, which actually came out of the World Economic Forum, and which all the governments around the world, the central banks, are planning to institute, which would be to migrate us from the current economic system onto a much more digitized, a more digital platform where the currency would be digital as compared to having a paper currency. So it's really a swap over. That's the general gist of it. And now, with the existing funds that you have, eventually that would be transferred into a digital form. But the question would be, when they do all the recalibrating, would it devalue what you have, and how would all that work out? I don't know. But to prepare for that, I changed most of my money into precious metals. Now, gold and silver is the real money. That's money 5,000 years old and probably beyond. You can dig up gold from 1,000 years and still sell it today. It has intrinsic value. There are certain attributes that money should have, and gold fully qualifies. Those 4 attributes, the key attributes, it has to have intrinsic value. It has to be a store of value. It has to have longevity, and it has to be fungible and divisible. Kind of like you have to break it up into little pieces, and each piece has to have those same 3 characteristics of store of value. It has to have its own intrinsic value, and then it has to be interchangeable. So over the millennia, gold and silver much less, but for interchangeable reasons, for trade reasons, silver is also applicable. But gold primarily has been the thing that most banks use in order to determine the strength of their currency. You see central banks spend a lot of time buying gold, and they use the gold, like they talk about the gold standard, and those who are on and who have been off the gold standard and all that. I am not an economics financial expert, so I'm just speaking from a layman's terms now. So for me, since the central banks buy gold and the currency is supposed to be backed by gold, gold should be the best way to go. Some people have Bitcoin, which is also good because it is a store of value. It meets the properties and those attributes of money. So that is that. You can convert your money to your currency. I wouldn't say money. Money really is gold and silver. But you can convert your currency into anything that you know. Come whatever happens, the reset, you can actually transfer that thing that you have actually acquired back into whatever currency it is. You can buy land, you can have a farm, you can buy machinery, but some of those things depreciate in value. So you have to do your own research. I strongly recommend, and I've always recommended, that people buy precious metals. I think is the way to go. Now, the first part of his question, really, this answers the second part. The first part is how does he maintain his life, his livelihood, his lifestyle with the current funds that he has? Well, fundamentally, there are certain principles that you adhere to when you start studying about money. Spend less than you earn is number one. Save is number two. If you ever want to accumulate any type of financial wealth, these are the fundamentals that you have to follow. You have to, one, spend less than you earn, and number two, you have to save. Saving is very important. Now, 10%, 20% of your salary is enough for you to save, but you have to actually look at your expenditure and then budget yourself and try and fit in all your fixed and variable expenses into 70%, and 10% is for you and 20% goes into your savings. I still practice this. In fact, I save well above that. I save about 40% of my salary every month, and that I convert to precious metals when the money is enough to actually transfer. So it is a very interesting time where we're approaching. As you can see, things are not really on the up and up. We have the pandemic, whichever one you choose to, whichever term you choose to use. We have that which is still lingering. We have an economic situation that is global, that is putting a huge dent on a lot of pockets. We have other problems that were there even before we went into this particular segment of uncertainty. But all in all, I think it's necessary for us to be upbeat, to have a positive mental attitude towards everything, and to feel good about what is supposed to come. I mean, the natural laws like the law of attraction and the processes you can actually use now to maintain a positive mental attitude, like meditation and affirmations and prayer, and improving the quality of your spiritual life. I think that is more essential now than ever. Whatever your belief system is, really delve deep into it and find some purpose behind your relationship with the divine. Prayer is highly recommended at this time. It's soothing. It helps to keep one feeling good about what the prospects of the future will be. That kind of like answers the question from my perspective. I don't want to drag it on too far. This is the first video, like I said, in over 3 weeks, and I'm grateful to be back. Thank you for tuning in. Please follow me on the social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, EA2WO. I'm on all those platforms. Also, my videos are published on YouTube and Rumble, and you can follow me on YouTube, youtube.com/user/EAPENU, or you can actually see my videos on my website, www.ea2wo.com. And until next time, have a lovely day. I look forward to seeing you sometime in the future. Hopefully, now that I'm back making videos again, I would be a little bit more frequent. Yes? So, until then, God bless. Bye-bye.